I'm excited to get started. Okay, this first concept in the fundamentals of thriving will be used throughout our time together. In fact, you probably can't run into me on the street and me not talk about this in some way. It is that fundamental to the way that I see work and life. And the reason that I created this really simple framework that I'm going to show you is from years of doing coaching and consulting work in Fortune 500 companies around the world, strategy, execution, leadership, all the things. What I recognized was the leaders that understood that the business needs and the human needs were both important, but very different, got the best results. And many of them that got great results just had this intuitive sense that it was necessary. And others were so focused on the business needs that they missed the thing that was going to give them the best results. And as I started my business, I wanted a way to proactively set up people to understand this so everyone could get better results. So that's what I did. And my bias in my business is to always look for the simplest form to communicate concepts because our brains are so overwhelmed with information. If we can distill it down into about seventh grade language, truly, we're all going to be able to connect and understand things better. So here we go. This is called business is human. So business has very specific needs to control, measure, and optimize. Goals, strategy, metrics, systems, processes. A business is trying to pull everything together in a way that it can control, measure, and optimize so you can get optimal results. Humans, our needs are very different. They are personal, emotional, and social. Each one of us is unique. We all are responding to our feelings and emotions. In fact, that's how we make decisions. We simply validate those feelings on facts and data. And we are wired for connection in a social construct. So when we know the business needs and the human needs, and we recognize that the human needs always come first, and then we connect those in a really meaningful way, that's how we get great results and sustainable results. And it seems very simple, doesn't it? But let me give you an example of what's happened over time. We, as business people and focused on our career, we've been given this message, this scripting, this story that says everything needs to be businessy. If we can't control, measure, and optimize, we don't understand things. And because of that, we started to believe that everything in our lives needs to be controlled, measured, and optimized. So I'll give you an example. I'm a runner, and oftentimes I'll run with friends or groups of friends. And it's not uncommon for us to get just, a mile or two down the road, the street, and for someone to just stop in the middle of the street and go, now it doesn't count. And they're looking at their Apple Watch or their Fitbit or whatever device that was meant to measure and realize what? They forgot to hit start. And they're literally standing in the street freaking out. And I can laugh now because I used to be this person. And I will just calmly say, well, hold on. I mean, I feel like my dopamine levels are up. We've had good conversation for the last 10 or 20 minutes. What do you mean it doesn't count? And they can't even hear me. They're saying things like, you don't understand. I said I was going to get 15 miles in this week. And if I didn't count that too, That means I have to get up early on Saturday and the kids have soccer on Saturday. And they just on and on and on. They're just emotionally responding to not being able to measure the miles that we ran. So we have this bias, this scripting that says, I have to be able to control, measure, and optimize my life. I want to always be growing. I want to, well, that may be true, but recognizing our human needs as primary, fundamental, this comes first. And we can't always measure the things that matter most. And so everything that we will cover really throughout our time together will be prioritizing our human needs and then connecting them to the business needs. I'm a business consultant. I want to help you get great results in your career for your business. So I'm never going to ignore the business needs, but I make sure that the priorities are human needs first. And I will talk about human needs by talking about story, because we have been using stories to relate to one another, communicate with one another, and we each have a very unique personal story. So when I talk about human needs, you'll often hear me talking about story. Business needs, money. The money-making model of our business is critical. So story, money, and if you've read my book, Write Your Own Story, rhythm is how we connect those two together. So we've created this simple little download for you as a PDF. I would love for you to print that off, put that somewhere in your office, on your desk, to be reminded of this. And I want to leave you in this first section with this quote. You are not a machine here to produce. You are a beautiful human here to add value, be relevant, and make an impact. And I am going to spend all of our time together reminding you of that and helping you prioritize those human needs, because your story matters. So we've also provided for you a pic of that quote. And it's a great one that you might want to put as your screensaver on your phone or on your desktop, or print it out as well, as another really friendly reminder that you matter. Okay.